Hi, I'm Jessica Lahr, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here on Wednesday, October 4th, 2017. This week's episode is brought to you by Generations Agency, an independent agency representing over 40 carriers and serving the community for more than 80 years. It's a great time to call for a free quote for your personal or your business insurance needs. 315-568-9476 or mygeninsurance.com. We're live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio, and I'm joined by Jim Sinicropi and Josh Durso. We're having some technical difficulties.
Your camera's flickering.
I'm breaking the camera.
First time ever. Jessica Lahr has broke a camera.
It was bound to happen.
Yep.
Well, let's go on and we'll work on it.
Okay, sounds good. What does this weekend's weather look like for us, Jim? Because we have been enjoying some beautiful weather here in the Finger Lakes.
Well, it has been beautiful, and
Yes.
the trend of warmer than average temperatures is going to continue well into next week. We had an article up on Finger Lakes One about how it's going to be warm for the whole month, warmer than average.
Yep.
So, immediate future looks like Friday, mostly cloudy with a chance of showers, high near 67. Just a 40% chance of rain. Friday night, low of about 54. 30% chance of rain. Saturday, 30% chance of rain. Mostly cloudy, high near 74. Saturday night, continued 30% chance of rain. Low only down to 61. And then Sunday, partly sunny with a high near 78.
Wow.
Sunday night, 30% chance of showers continues. And then Columbus Day, Monday, we got a 3-day weekend coming up here.
Yes.
A 50% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, but a high near 74. So all those days, more not rain than rain, maybe no rain at all.
Yep.
So it should be just another banner weekend here in October in the Finger Lakes.
Love it. So get out and do some fun stuff. We have a lot going on here in Seneca Falls. On Saturday, it's the first annual Locktober Fest. Locktober Fest, a celebration of our local heritage, farms, food, arts and crafts, craft beverages, and community with live entertainment along the Canal Harbor from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Also, don't miss the pancake breakfast from 7 to 11 a.m. at the Seneca Falls Community Center.
Can't wait for that.
That's going to be... Now, you talked to Dennis
awesome.
Scannell in this studio yesterday or the day before about it.
Yep.
So that video's up if you want some more details.
Sure is. And he gave a really good rundown of everything that's going to be going on. And there is going to be a ton going on. It's one day, but it's one really action-packed day. For sure.
Fun. Yeah,
Yep.
Lots of fun
Lots
stuff.
of music, lots of food. There's going to be a drive for the Seneca County House of Concern.
Yep.
Oh,
where
good.
they're trying
Wonderful.
to fill a truck with canned goods and other
Awesome.
food items. So, check out that interview with Dennis Scannell if you want to know a little bit more, or you can go to locktoberfest.senecafalls.com where they have everything right there. So
Perfect,
good
yeah.
stuff.
And it'll be a beautiful day as long as the rain holds out. Perfect weather. Also in Seneca Falls this weekend is the premiere of the Seneca Community Players production of The Diary of Anne Frank. And earlier this week, Jim sat down with the director and lead actress to talk about it. So let's show him a little clip of that.
I did. It was great. The lead actress is a sophomore at Union Springs, and she's very talented, going to be playing a very challenging role of Anne Frank. So here, let's play that.
All right.
Oh, well, that's me still. Let's play, let's play that.
Let's actually play it.
I'm here inside the FingerLakes1.com studios talking about The Diary of Anne Frank. It's the next production from the Seneca Community Players. It'll be at the Partridge Building in downtown Seneca Falls on the second floor, Friday and Saturday, October 6th and 7th at 8 o'clock, Sunday the 8th at 2 o'clock, and then again the following weekend, October 13th and 14th, Friday and Saturday at 8 o'clock. And I have the star of the production along with the director of the production right here in studio with me, Eric Jansen and Emma DeGroff. How you doing, guys?
Good.
Getting excited for the show?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
A lot of work goes into it, and we're almost ready to drop the curtain, right?
Yeah.
That's right. So, Eric, I know how Seneca Community Players works, and you can choose whatever play you want to put forth. And what appealed to you about this particular story, The Diary of Anne Frank, and why did you choose it?
You know, the play itself is an iconic play. The story even larger than the play itself. And I picked this up about a year and a half ago to read it again and to think about it. And it's one of those stories that I don't want to say it haunts you, but it's with you. It connects on a lot of different levels. And I just felt like it was one of those things that if it resonated with me, it would resonate with others, and it would be a lot of fun in that kind of way to do. You know, you don't think of drama necessarily as being fun, but putting this to the stage and getting the actors and going through all of the steps has really been great fun.
And Emma, you're Anne Frank, the title character. Now, tell me a little bit about yourself. How old are you?
I'm 15.
And it's sophomore in high school, right? Where you go to high school?
Union Springs.
Okay, over on the east side of the lake. How did you get involved with the Seneca Community Players?
Well, I heard about it from Katie, actually, and I had just done, like, another historical play, and so I was really into it then, so I decided might as well. Can't hurt.
So Anne Frank, why did you want to be Anne Frank? That's got to be a difficult character to play, a little heart-wrenching maybe?
Yeah, well, I feel like Anne Frank and I are a lot alike because she had a lot of big dreams growing up too, and I do too, and she, like, always stood up for what she believes in, and I think it's really powerful that we, like, keep her message going because we could still use it today.
So what other experience do you have on stage? Is your first time acting, or?
My first time acting was in 4th grade, and I was a flower in Alice in Wonderland Jr. And then...
Was that as challenging a role as Anne Frank?
Oh, definitely not. And then after that I started getting a little bit more into it, and I did some things at Merryground. I was Young Don in Singin' in the Rain, Mary Rogers in Will Rogers Follies, and then over the summer I was Essie in Parade.
Okay, so you probably have a little stage fright, but you'll be used to it. You've been there before.
Yeah.
So I'll throw this out to either one of you. It's choosing to do historical drama, certainly one like this. Emotions have to run kind of high when you get into character. Tell us a little bit about what that's been like.
I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll let you take a crack at that one.
Okay. Well, it's really hard to, like, get into character because I've never personally been in, like, a life-threatening moment as, like, the Franks had when they were in hiding. Mm-hmm. So it's hard for me to connect that way. But, like, the fear of just everything going wrong, like, I feel like everyone can relate to that in some way. So it's hard, but once you've done it for a while, I feel like it just, like, grows to be a part of you.
Do you have any tricks or to get you kind of into that emotional state when you're playing the character?
I record myself saying some of my lines, and then I'll, like, that's how I memorize them, and sometimes I say them, like, with the emotion that I'm supposed to be portraying, and sometimes I don't, so that I have to, like, think about it more. Mm-hmm. But besides that, not really.
Now, Eric, have you directed, you've directed before, have you directed younger actors like Emma?
Yeah, I have. I've directed a number of shows for Seneca Community Players and also a couple of other theater companies, and I've had the opportunity to work with kids. I think that the actors in this particular cast don't like to be called kids, and that's okay. They're all teenagers, and they bring a unique energy to the show that you don't get working with adult actors who sometimes take life entirely too seriously, including acting.
Right. So, well, as I mentioned, it's coming up this week on the curtain drops on Friday, the October 6th at 8 o'clock, and then Saturday at 8 o'clock, matinee Sunday at 2 o'clock, and then again the following weekend. And give you guys one last chance to encourage people to come out.
Yeah, come on out and see the show. I think that you'll be surprised because it's not even so much that we don't know where the story ends. It's that these were ordinary people living in extraordinary times, and it's that they lived, not that they passed. It's a good story. I think that you'll enjoy it.
Definitely.
Okay, so, and you're excited, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, break a leg.
Thank you.
And like I said, it's the Diary of Anne Frank, Seneca Community Players' latest production. It's at the Partridge Building in downtown Seneca Falls, so a little bit different venue. Friday and Saturday, October 6th and 7th at 8 o'clock, Sunday the 8th at 2 o'clock, and then next Friday and Saturday, the 13th and 14th at 8 o'clock. Check them out.
What a cutie. Great interview. Good job. You asked some good questions.
Well, she's going to play Anne Frank.
Yes.
That's a tough role.
That's
It's intense.
Yes, absolutely.
It's very intense.
So
For a
as part of
15-year-old.
the Locktober Fest stuff that's going on, we also have, obviously this premiere of this play by Seneca Community Players. So you could do a lot in Seneca Falls this weekend.
Yes,
For sure.
absolutely. And there are other things going on this weekend.
There are.
Do you like quilts?
Who doesn't?
The Tompkins County Quilters Guild presents its 2017 Traditions and Beyond Quilt Show on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. with hundreds of quilts from guild and community members, a small quilt silent auction, quilt appraisals, quilt sales, and much more at the Tompkins Cortland Community College Fieldhouse in Dryden.
Quilts.
So that's on Sunday.
It's awesome. Make
Yes.
sure you get out there and get your quilts appraised.
Yes, that's right. Get your quilt fix.
Some people love quilts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
It's
they
a
like
huge
making
hobby.
them. They like making them.
Yeah.
Or some families have quilts where they add patches to the quilts.
Yep.
Yes.
I like
Lot
a
of work.
good quilt, to lay underneath on the couch.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I love those T-shirt quilts. Have you ever seen those?
Yes.
Where people use just
Yeah.
like old T-shirts. Like
T-shirts.
let's say you grow up and you have all these different sports T-shirts. That what are you ever gonna do with them,
Oh,
right?
wow.
So they make them into little squares. It's pretty cute.
Yep.
a quilt's not quite as comfortable though as a comforter.
Agreed.
No.
Wholeheartedly.
But they're pretty cool.
Yep.
All right, cars from classic Corvettes to vintage vehicles of all descriptions will be on view at the Windmill Farm and Craft Market's annual fall car show Saturday on Route 14A between Penn Yan and Dundee. Come and see nearly 300 cars, everything from Mustangs to fin-tailed 50s cruisers, while enjoying the Windmill's 30th anniversary season. That should be fun. I love the Windmill. It's a good time. Saturday and Sunday marks the 22nd year of the Great Cortland Pumpkinfest with over 100 crafters, kids' games, amazing food, and lots of live music at Cortland's Courthouse Park. The Great Cortland Pumpkinfest is an annual fall festival favorite.
Sure is.
I haven't been to it, but I know we talk about it every year, and
Yep.
it does sound like fun. Also, hit up one of the many apple orchards in Wayne County or take a fall sky ride at Bristol Mountain on Saturday. Country music star Easton Corbin will be at Del Lago on Friday night, and come hurl some pumpkins at Varick Winery on Sunday from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. More events, of course, at our community calendar here at fingerlakes1.com. All right, Josh, we talked weather, we talked events. What's going on in the news right now?
Okay, so quickly, let me just give you some of the recent headlines. We have continuing coverage on the harmful algae blooms present in, I believe, 5 lakes right now throughout the region. Local officials reacted to the lagging revenue stream coming from Del Lago Resort and Casino from what the initial projections were. Really great story. A handful of local officials actually talked about how they feel about the numbers coming out the way they did. We have the latest on a homicide and arson investigation in Canandaigua, as well as a death investigation playing out in Auburn. Local law passed last night in Seneca Falls to waive residency for the town attorney. And also the news that broke this morning, Mark Palmieri being named the new executive director for the Geneva Business Improvement District. So all of that news and much more on fingerlakes1.com.
And now you've got Mark Palmieri coming in for an interview,
He sure
right?
is.
Oh,
He's
good.
coming in probably within the next 2 weeks. He begins officially on the job on October 10th. So shortly after that, we will have him in studio, and I'm sure that'll be a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, great.
And also on the news front, we have, if you are getting geared up for the whole elections next month, fingerlakes1.com, we have tons and tons and tons of candidates coming in over the next several weeks to our studio to actually talk about their campaigns. So also that.
Great. Yeah, you did a great job with that last year. Okay, well, sounds great. Let's take a look at our top local photos from this past week, shall we?
Do it.
All right, let's get started with this fantastic photo of a sunset in Varick last Thursday night by Rachel Burkholder. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. That rolling road.
Lovely photograph.
Yes. And how about a sunrise from Lori Bonacci as the sun comes up on the first day of October on Sunday with the fog rising off of the water at Inland Harbor Marina in Waterloo.
Morning fog's been like a regular thing. It's kind of cool this time of year.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really cool shot. Looks like those trees are split. One tree split in half. That's kind of cool. From Nancy Jacobs, this young Cooper's hawk was seen near a pond in South Bristol late Tuesday afternoon.
Look at that guy.
Wow.
It's a killer.
He's alert. He's very
They
alert.
always look alert, don't they? All right. Fall has delivered some fantastic weather thus far, and the past weekend was no exception as the day comes to a close Sunday on Cayuga Lake in this photo by Kevin Colton. Wow.
Kevin Colton wins awards for a lot of his photographs, and this is another good one, obviously.
Yeah, you can see why. Beautiful. Another gorgeous sunset from Rachel Burkholder on a cooler, more seasonable feeling day on Seneca Lake Monday.
Contrails up there.
Yep.
Wow.
And if you look closely in the water, there's reflection of those contrails,
Yeah,
right?
that's cool. Very cool. And how about this sunset over Cayuga Lake by Brooke Gordon, closing out a near 90-degree day last week?
How about it?
Beautiful. Yep, that's Cayuga Lake. And finally, a lot was going on in this photo by Shelley Lannon, but it all came together as the clouds were hanging low on a rainy day last week in the Finger Lakes.
Sweet.
It's a
Oh,
pretty cool
that's
picture.
so cool.
All right.
All right, what's
Pick the
your
favorite.
Mine, Shelley's, the last one we saw was mine just because of the low-hanging clouds over the rainbow with
Yeah.
the sun. It
And that
just a
rainbow
lot
was
of happening there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with that, too. I like that, Shelley. That was one of my favorites by Shelley.
Well, then it doesn't matter what I think because boom, there it is.
Nice.
And
Great
that
job.
has not been a very common scene lately. It was in the spring, but lately it's just been sunny skies. So,
Yep.
Yeah,
yeah, pretty cool.
it's a cool shot. Absolutely.
Well done, Shelley.
Wonder if there's a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow.
Probably not.
Thank you guys so much for sending in your photos. If you'd like to share your local photos from across the region, click the link in the Submit Content section at the bottom right-hand side of our homepage here at fingerlakes1.com, or you can tag us or send them to us on Instagram or Facebook or whatever suits your fancy. All right, next up is sports. Jim, what do we have going on in sports right now?
Well, last night the Yankees played a one-game playoff against the Twins in the American League Wild Card. It's not a series; it's just a game.
Yep.
Yep.
Something that's kind of new. You play 162 games and then one game to decide if
Crazy.
your season continues. The Yanks got to a 3-0 deficit early in the top half of the first inning, but Didi Gregorius quickly tied it up with a 3-run homer. Then Aaron Judge hit a home run. The Yankees bullpen was phenomenal. Brett Gardner hit a home run. Anyways, Yankees win. On to the American League Divisional Series against the Cleveland Indians, and that'll be a 5-game series. Game 1 Thursday at Progressive Field in Cleveland, 7:38 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. Game 2 will be Friday in Cleveland at 5:08 p.m. on Major League Baseball Network. Game 3 will be Sunday, time to be determined, at Yankee Stadium, Fox Sports 1. And then Fox, if necessary, Game 4 and 5 on Monday and Wednesday will be on Fox Sports 1. Game 4 on Monday at Yankee Stadium. Game 5 at Progressive Field. First 1 to 3 wins advances. Baseball playoffs, nothing like it. The Buffalo Bills are 3-1, and in first place, they'll be in Cincinnati to face the Bengals on Sunday at 1 o'clock on CBS. They upset Atlanta.
Yeah.
They also knocked me out of my last man standing pool.
Oh.
As I picked the Falcons, but that's okay. They're 3-1, and something crazy might be going on out there where the Bills haven't made the playoffs in 15 or 16 consecutive years. It's been a long time.
Long time.
But 3-1, first place in the AFC East.
Nice.
Looking back at the Patriots.
Looking back at him.
So, Syracuse football back in action. Will host Pittsburgh on Saturday inside the Carrier Dome. Kick set for 12:30 p.m. Cornell will host Harvard at Sholkoff Field in Ithaca at 1:30 p.m. Cornell 0-3 looking for their first win. The 3-2 Hobart Statesmen will host Rensselaer at noon on Saturday at Boswell Field in Geneva. Hobart seems to play every game at home this season. This will be 5 of 6 games at home so far. Yeah. And so then they're going to obviously hit the road for the remainder of the season. I think they'll only have one more home game after this one. Ithaca, the Bombers, are 2-2. They'll be at the University of Rochester on Saturday for a noon tilt. High school football, Friday night, Canandaigua at Brighton, Newark at Pelmac, Victor at Churchville Chili, E.R. Gananda at Waterloo, South Seneca Romulus T-Burg at Sodus Lions, and Wayne at Mid-Lakes. All those games, 7 o'clock tips. Saturday, Clyde Savannah at C.G. Finney, 1 o'clock. Marcus Whitman at Red Jack at 1 o'clock. Geneva at Penn Yan at 5 o'clock. And Minders at Dundee, taking on the Scots at 7 p.m. We'll have all the results, just like we did last night with that Yankee game. Within moments of it ending, the story was up. And if you didn't stay up late to watch the end of it, when you woke up this morning and you logged on to Finger Lakes 1 like you do, you saw that the Yankees had won.
That's right.
It was there waiting for you.
So yeah, there's so much going on this time of year.
Yes.
Like you think things slow down a little bit in the fall, but actually the sports scene picks up. There's tons of events.
Yeah.
And a lot of people scrambling to get that stuff done outside in the yard and get out and go to some of these wineries and do some outdoor activities, use sports. It all just kind of picks up. And it really doesn't slow down till winter. But then it's Christmas.
I know, and then it doesn't really slow down.
So you're busting around, for Christmas.
Christmas, New Year's.
And then in January, finally,
recovery.
It slows down a little bit for a couple of months. We finalized our high school basketball live streaming schedule.
Oh, good.
95% final. We'll release that soon. I can tell you that the first game will be a quadruple header at Waterloo High School for the Waterloo Tip-Off Classic. That'll feature Minders and Marcus Whitman in Game 1, Newark and Jamesville DeWitt in Game 2, and then the other 4 teams are involved in a tournament. They would be Waterloo, Geneva, Lions, and South Seneca maybe? No, not South Seneca. Mid-Lakes.
Oh.
Pretty sure it's Mid-Lakes. I'm not sure about that, though. But we're going to release it soon. Soon.
Yeah.
Also, the New York Chiropractic College tournament that normally kicks off our season in Thanksgiving has been moved to Christmas break on December 28th. So that's another quadruple header. We're live webcasting. So some changes this year. Our FL1 Sports Kevin Korzaneski is back coaching. He'll be head coach of Minders this year. Mm-hmm. So we'll be ripping on him during Minders broadcasts. And scrutinizing his every move.
The pressure. Are you looking forward to it? Because you guys do such a great job covering those games.
Yeah, I mean, when you put the schedule together and we look, I think this year's schedule has 27 regular season games, not even counting postseason. So you're like, man, we're really going to do this. It's expensive and
it's a lot of work. It's a huge commitment.
Of work. Thanks to our sponsors who allow us to do it. Which, by the way, if you'd like to sponsor our season this year, give us a call at 315-712-0104 and say, "Hey, I'd like to sponsor your high school basketball coverage." We'll send somebody right over to pick up your money.
That's it.
It is a great idea, though. I mean, the sponsorship for something like that, because you have so many local families, the community really behind these sports watching.
It's the most unique promotional product available in the Finger Lakes right now. It really is. You can reach a wide demographic of consumer, and you can really get your brand in front of the younger generation, which is very difficult to do nowadays, and you can support high school athletes at the same time. So it really is. I'm not just saying it because we do it, but it is the best product for promoting your brand available right now.
Yeah. It's neat, too. I like how you guys do interviews, so you really get to know the athletes and, their inspiration behind playing and all of that, too. It
includes the podcast episodes starting up on Sunday mornings, coming up here in the end of November. And Syracuse basketball season's coming around. The Upstate Orange podcast will be back. And the studio that we've been talking about revamping ever since we moved in May and got it up and operational will probably happen this month.
Yes.
So
it will happen this month.
Good. Yeah. Well, Josh says it'll happen.
It will happen this month.
Then it's going to happen. I'll come help you. I'll use my muscle.
So you only have one?
Well,
just a single muscle.
Yeah. No. Got lots of them.
But what's the big plans this weekend? Anything good?
Sports, kids' sports. I have 2 weddings that I'm doing makeup for, and that's about it. I have a fitting for Fashion Week in Rochester. I want to get out and apple pick, though. I really want to do that. So maybe Sunday.
Yeah.
Finger Lakes One News. We'll be down in Ovid covering a comp plan hearing. So that will be Saturday.
A comprehensive plan for the village of Ovid?
Town
of Ovid?
Yeah. So that'll be that. That's going to be my side. That's going to be my exciting Saturday.
What am I doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Everything's starting to wind down now. Like, at least for us, because we're golfers. So there's less golf to be played now.
That's true.
Because you've got other things going on. And suddenly, you start to say to yourself, boy, what am I going to do?
I keep golfing.
What am I going to do?
I just keep golfing.
What am I going to do?
Saturday, check out Locktober Fest, and also the Boatyard Beer Garden has a nice event with a bunch of food trucks and different beers this weekend down on Route 89. I think we might check that out.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
So there's no the soccer league, youth soccer league's taking a week off this week, so I think that.
So no coaching for you this weekend.
Nope, I might close the pool on Sunday.
Oh.
It's time.
Although I could still go swimming. Like today's a nice swimming day.
Sunday, it'll be almost 80.
Mm-hmm. I mowed the
Get one
lawn
last
last
dip in.
night, so that's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Sounds like a productive weekend for all.
Yeah, but golf season is not over, Josh.
It's nearing over. It's nearing over.
Well, I'm playing later this afternoon, and then tomorrow annually we go to Monroe Country Club with a fantasy golf league I'm in. It's actually a real historic league. It's been going on since the early 1970s when they were drafting the likes of Tom Weiskopf and Jack Nicklaus. But so we go to do that tomorrow. So I actually have a nice stretch of golf, like in the next less than 24 hours. I will play 36 holes.
Wow.
On 2 different courses.
See?
Well, you have some nice
That's
weather
dedication right there.
Yeah. Should be nice weather. A little rain later tonight, maybe. It's Wednesday when we record this. So
I will say, the longer the weather stays like it is, or like it has been, dry, warm, it does keep that urge around. So
Yes. As soon as it gets cold, you'll be done.
the longer you play, the shorter the off season is.
That's right.
That's true.
That's right.
All right, I think that about wraps it up for us today.
Sure.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you'd like to drop us a line, send an email to contact@fingerlakes1.com. If you enjoyed the show, click like, share, subscribe. We'll be back next Wednesday. Until then, enjoy your October weekend here in the Finger Lakes. Bye-bye.
See you, everybody.